Welcome to Destination Staffordshire's webinar about best-in-class reputation. This webinar, in fact, comes in 6 parts, this being part 1. Achieving best-in-class reputation really has so many different connotations for so many small businesses, and we all want to have businesses that have great reviews, great testimonials, lots of returning customers, and a reputation that spreads far and wide. This webinar is going to explore 6 different parts to achieving a best-in-class reputation. First of all, we're going to clarify what you're selling and to who. We're going to talk about building marketing messages that manage expectation, building excellence in every part of your business. And in part 4, we're going to talk about how to manage excellence in every part of your business. So how to manage the day-to-day excellence in your business. Number 5 will be understanding how to gain reviews and good feedback. And finally, we'll discuss how to manage negative feedback. So in this part 1, we're going to talk about what you are selling. It sounds like that what you're selling isn't particularly related to your best-in-class reputation, but in fact, understanding exactly what experience it is that you're selling to your customers really best informs the outcomes of how they feel at the end of the experience. Often when talking about sales and selling in the tourism and leisure industry, we talk about the fact that you are selling the feeling somebody's going to have at the end of their stay with you or their visit with you. So you are selling the feeling that they're going to have over there. So if you know that that's what you're selling, then you are able to help predict what that feeling will be, good, bad, and thus ensuring that you have the best in class of reputation for your business. Knowing what to sell or knowing what you are selling is crucial, as we've already said. And it's important to differentiate the difference between experience and stuff. There's lots of data out there that more and more in the leisure and tourism industry, customers are looking for experiences. So they will often pay more for experiences that they feel their friends haven't had, or experiences that will enrich their lives or help them learn something new. But it also shows that they are looking for feelings. The search on Google shows that they're looking for words such as relaxing, de-stressing, tranquility, fun. They're not looking for the hardware of a trip. So they don't often, in fact, search for luxury anymore, because luxury is assumed. So if we think about the stuff that you sell, whether it's a 2-bedroom bed and breakfast, a cozy cottage for 2, fun days out for all the family, afternoon cream teas, those are the things that you sell. But in fact, what you're really selling is experiences. What you're really selling is the feelings that your customers are going to have after they've stayed with you or visited you. So it's really useful, if you're unsure about how to break that down, to list on one side of a piece of A4 paper, note down all the things you sell. A cream tea, breakfast, evening dinners, fun days out for the family, evening entertainments, live music, whatever it is that you sell. And then on the right-hand side, turn each of those bits of stuff into the experience that that thing brings to your guests or customers. So for example, if you're selling a cozy cottage for 2, then are you selling romantic breaks, tranquil weekends away, cozy evenings in with beautiful views, a feeling of a stress-free weekend? You can start to see the difference between the stuff and the experience. And this exercise is really useful to help you understand why your customers are coming to you, what it is they're looking for, and you're much more likely to help achieve it, and also to ensure that there aren't any pitfalls along the way that might reduce reputation at any point. If you're not sure how to do this, or you're struggling a little bit, you feel like you're very stuck in the stuff part of what you sell, then take a look at some of your existing reviews, if you have them, or some of the testimonials that you've had verbally, or maybe if you have a guest book still. Start to read about the little things that are important to your guests that you might not be aware that you sell, but in fact those are the experiences and those are the things that they take heart with and they take away with them. An example might be a holiday cottage where it's a nice, luxurious holiday cottage. Families arrive, there are crisp white sheets and a big telly and nice ensuite bathrooms and a good view. So that's kind of the stuff. But it might be that in the reviews or in the guest book, the thing that people mention again and again was the beautiful homemade cake that that was there when they arrived, or the complimentary hamper that meant that they could immediately get a cup of tea on with some real milk and relax and start their weekend, or the free set of spare wellies for the children, or any of those little extra experiential things as part of their visit that really made the difference. And what they would be looking for is a feeling of being welcomed and relaxing immediately and being able to start their weekend with a smile. So have a little look over your previous reviews and see how that works for you. And it's also helps you identify what is special about your business. Often when we run our own businesses, we are so focused on the day-to-day and getting through each day, getting new bookings in, making sure that everybody is happy. We forget the little extra things that we might do all the time that really bring out the best experiences and produce the best reputations in our businesses, the things that we forget about. So it's really useful to work out what those things are. If you're not sure, ask colleagues, ask friends, ask previous visitors, even put it out on social media and just say, we're having a little assessment of where we are in our business and we're trying to work out why we're particularly special. What do you love best about us? Great bit of content, lots of engagement, and in fact you'll probably get some really great answers to help you. And it's also really important to remember how your business feels. So we've touched on this in other webinars, but it's really important to list the words of feelings that people have around your business. So is it about tranquility and relaxation? Is it about fun and family? Is it about nature and views and dark skies? Is it about vibrant market squares or historical features? Is it about the feeling of being immersed in an old-time way of life or a slower way of life? It's really important that you have those feelings, because don't forget, what your customers have bought is that feeling. They haven't really bought a big double bed with crisp white sheets. That's come along with the holiday, and that's great and that's important, but it isn't really what they've bought. They've really bought a fantastic night's sleep, waking up to a beautiful view and a beautiful homemade breakfast in the morning. That's kind of what they bought. So it's important that you understand what the feelings are, because as we work through this particular webinar and look at how to gain reviews, how to manage excellence in your business, you need to understand where the excellence lies in terms of your customers, from your customers' point of view. And you also need to understand when those feelings are tarnished in any way, that's where bad feeling might fester. Even if you think you've produced the perfect weekend, was the feeling quite right, can often be the source of any negative feedback. So understanding what you sell is important, but of course your audience, we've already touched on that. So understanding your audience and defining them by their needs and wants is key. Traditionally, when we define audience for marketing purposes, is often along demographic lines. So we worry about sex, age, location, and all of those are entirely relevant, but quite often with your guests and customers, you can define them in the leisure and tourism industry by needs and wants. What do they need? Do they need a weekend away from it all? Do they need some rest and relaxation? Do they need to entertain multiple generations of the same family? Do they need to fix the ideal location for mum's 70th birthday? Do they want to just kick back and have some fun, or find a great venue for live music? These are the things that we need to define our customers by, because often they will share the same feelings and they will be buying into the same feelings and experiences because of their needs and wants. If you're not sure about this, again, I would sit down and write down all the things that you hear and see that your customers need and want when they arrive. They might not even know they want it. So, for example, if you are a bed and breakfast and you are selling a double ensuite room for a night with a cooked breakfast included, when your customers arrive, what's the thing that they say? Is it, I'm just checking there's still a double bed and still an ensuite and I'm still going to get bacon and sausages in the morning? Or is it much more about, oh, it's great to arrive, this is lovely, oh, fantastic, the room's lovely and warm, what a great view, yes, thank you so much, I really would like a coffee? Is it all those feelings that they're having about being able to kick back and relax? Actually, those are their needs and wants. They might not realize how much they needed you to make them a pot of coffee and feel brilliant and feel relaxed, but in fact, that's what they were buying. It's also really important to understand where they are, and this is not necessarily just geographically. Understanding where they've come from is important. So it might be that they've had long journeys, it might be they have particular cultural references, or it might be just where they are in their life experience. So it's important to understand, for example, if you're welcoming young parents without their children, they might need some sleep, or if you are welcoming a semi-retired group of friends who all share the same interest in a historical place or nature or walking, that you understand where they are in life and therefore start to understand the subtleties of the other things they need. They really appreciate, in the case of a group of semi-retired walkers, let's say, yes, you've provided the walk and that's kind of, they found it, that's good, but maybe there's other stuff they need, and understand where they are in life. They want a child-free place to have a coffee afterwards. They want a roaring fire. They might want to slow down. They might want an old school Sunday paper. They might want that extra free cup of tea. They might really appreciate homemade cake. These are the extras about where they are in life and what they need. Put yourself in their shoes. It sounds like the most basic point to make about customer service and creating a great reputation for yourself and your business. But it's so easy when we're busy in our businesses to plow on thinking about how difficult it is, how much we've got to do, what it might cost us to redecorate a bedroom, how busy we are. And often it's easy to forget what it's like to be in your customer's shoes. So always think about the journey they've had, where they are in life, what they need, how it might be for them, and how their stay or their visit with you is a real financial investment and an emotional investment, for example. Don't forget, if somebody books a restaurant for their husband's birthday, for example, they're buying the smiles, the surprise, the cuddles, the laughter. They assume that you are going to get the table right and the food right and the heating right and the wine right. So imagine what it's like if you think, well, it's only the wrong wine, it's not the end of the world. But don't forget, they may well have invested all that emotional energy into that evening. They're so desperate for it to go right. So it's really important to empathize with your customers at all times. And really ultimately know them like a best friend. Understand that you are building a relationship with your customers. And you started building this relationship right at the beginning of the marketing, and you need to get to know them like a best friend. Instinctively know what's going to annoy them and what's going to make them laugh. Instinctively know what they need and when to listen and when to butt in and talk. All these very small minutiae, it might seem like minutiae, all these small bits of the jigsaw all come together to build reputation. And these small things need to be thought about. So to really begin to build your instinct about this relationship with them, and help build your staff's instincts too along the way. So in this first part of building your best reputation, we really have covered understanding what you're selling, understanding that it's experience over stuff always. Make a list and start to show off to yourself exactly what it is that you are selling and why it's important to your audience. And really understanding your audience as a best friend, having empathy, understanding where they are, both geographically, in life, culturally, and define what their needs and desires and wants and dreams are. Remember the customer journey as they go from dreaming to planning to booking, then they move through to experiencing and then sharing with friends. Your reputation hangs on each section of that customer journey. So it's really important that you understand what you are, who you are, and who your audience is in order to understand how all that fits together. So in conclusion, really, know what investment you're making in your customers and understand the investment you're making emotionally, or they're making emotionally in you rather, and what they are hoping and dreaming you are going to produce in terms of an experience, and be very, very mindful of that as we move through into part 2 of best in class reputation.